They're going to go up and try to see what they can do with that orb. If anything, go up a ramp. So, again, they're dealing with a lot of utility. They've already got through a wall and the acid here, the snake's bite. So, a bit coming out. There's the wall, though.
Yeah, I would have to imagine that what we're seeing right now in terms of Sonic's holding position at B is just because of the history together against these two teams. Because they're not rotating at all, even though clear pressure is coming A.
Yeah, they've slowly made their way up into heaven, and finally we have a firefight. A trade off the bat. Iron got one, but Winsome there. The frenzy headshot as Dizzy Life taking a headshot. Got to heal up, but that slow heal, of course, is going to get off efficient heal, though, in the end, as they're not going to go. Instead, they're going ropes, and yeah, the rotation was starting to take place, but this is maybe why they're being so patient, because they indeed are going to be going to be heaven now. Plix, it's up to him.
30 seconds left.
Ooh, the pull. They go the other way. The turnaround. Welcome to Split, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, the quick rotation through the middle is such a huge part of this map. Dizzy Life finds the pick on Winsome. Crunchy gets a nade kill on Randy Savage. This could spell the end of the attack for Renegades as Retro, the final remaining member, no time to work with, will go down.
All right, so Sonic's strong start, of course, and you do see that utility. I mean, even at the very end there where they went back and forth, they were still dealing with some sort of utility. That's got to be frustrating for Renegades. But again, this is that draft. You could say the agent selection of Sonics, and their strength certainly is the defensive side, especially on a map like Split.
Yeah, even the players are all chatting to each other a little bit about how much utility is on the map and how they're just going to be rotating back and forth through middle for the entire match.
Yeah. They're very aware. Both teams are. But how do you deal with it in the end? Go for the black hole play towards B. You see the slow the Sage walls down. I just like how CBT looks up and all of a sudden just Oldest is here. Oh, finds ahead! Oh, barely.
That's what you get for picking up the frenzy. Crunchy finds the kill on Strong Legs, and without the sky flashes, this attack is going to be pretty tough. We'll smoke off Crunchy here in vents. I mean, look, it's a minefield out there. How are you supposed to get through this?
Yeah, you gotta slowly make your way through, hope that nothing pops. Randy Savage popping ahead, but Crunchy's got 3, he wants 4, and oh, that was the ace, excuse me, he had 4. And he does finish off with all 5, so want to give him credit. Well played by Crunchy, he takes the ace.
Absolutely. Doing work there, 7-0 start for the Lone Duelist on the side of Sonics. Great start for them, 2-0 here. And it's got to be a good confidence builder. I mean, I got to say, it's almost like watching a Techies game right now. You got to just play Minesweeper out there. You cannot take a step forward without worrying about something blowing up next to you or under your feet.
There's a lot of people tuning in that have no clue about that reference. But I do agree with you. Fair enough. Anyways, that wall, of course, the decay kicks in, as we mentioned right away. Out comes a flash, though, and quick fallback from Piper, but the smoke is up, their own, in fact, from Omen. So working up the ramp, following that dog. And Sonics can afford to play pretty passive, though, because if anything, they got, of course, great retake if it comes to that.
And they certainly have the Astra utility to work with there. Of course, just the level of sort of map control denial that they have with this Killjoy, this Sage, even the Viper, of course, the Astra. I mean, we're going to be harping on it all game long, I feel like, but just really slows down the pace of the game.
Viper wall goes down. Ian, though, he is going to be checked. However, he still wins the duel against Strong Legs. Retro will at least get the turn kill onto him. Crunchy sits in that nade, gets the headshot with the Guardian, and now he's going to go away. Well played there, but he runs right into CP2.
He does, and now the rotations are having to come in. Sonic's 3 against 3. Renegades still have not planted the spike, only 20 seconds remaining. I mean, this is just going to be the story of every single round, where it takes so long to even just get to the site that every plant is probably going to be kind of late in the
10
round.
seconds left.
See the pullback there from Astra, putting about a second smoke up. Astra form now. Getting some more stars down, working that elbow. Smoke up heaven. You see, gonna play something in the back. So yeah, perhaps a stun or a pull. One of those two gonna be coming out, I'm sure. CP2 goes down a smoke, tries to spray them. It sees him, gets down to 27 life, but he's still alive. Loses a teammate. Randy Savage, no trades. 2 versus 2. Moving together.
Enemy
Push
remaining.
together, yep.
Last player standing.
Teamwork. It's a trade again, but Randy Savage, 3 kills to finish it. And we now get on the board as Renegades. Makes it 1-2. Heading in round 4.
Yeah, it's a pretty big round for Renegades. Obviously, it was fairly expensive to pull off there. We see that reflected in their economy, but again, it's just a very, very slow-moving push onto these sites. And they were able to take Heaven, though, without a ton of response. I think Sonics needs to make sure that they are locking things down a little bit tighter. And we see, actually, it's Iron on an island right now. A full 5 stack at A main.
Yeah, it could get scary. There is a showstopper available, by the way, for Crunchy on the side of Sonics. Really in the vent area, but with this utility, naturally it's going to be Renegades playing it slow. Said that before. Eventually this is going down. The Toxin's low, and Ian will put some snake bites out. So yeah, doing very good use of this utility. Obviously a very experienced Viper player. The Toxin going down, throw out the snake bites, keep them pushed back, and then throw it back up as soon as those are gone.
Oh, here comes the double satchel play. Winsome boosting onto the site, not finding anybody there to resist. And so, just like that, RNG able to get the spike down.
And that gave Killjoy lockdown. Yeah, it's going to be a lockdown play because of the spike plant. But here we go with Crunchy. The showstopper doesn't get the kill. Did some damage, I believe, but the nade may finish the job. No, not yet. Ian gets Randy Savage at least. Lockdown, of course, taken care of now. Jumping out. Roy got the
Nice
shot
tracking.
in the end.
Yeah.
That tracking was beautiful. And CP2 will finish Plix to finish the job. Renegades somehow wins that one fairly cleanly. Makes it 2-2.
Yeah, I mean, they're just doing a very good job of waiting out all the Viper utility. You know, there's only... Ian is doing a really good job of layering his stuff. You know, the wall goes up, and then as it comes down, the snake bites come out, and then as those go away, the wall comes back up. And so by the time that Renegades is able to even push onto the site, there's only like 40 seconds left, but eventually the Viper utility does run out, and there were just not enough Sonics players to stop the plant from happening.
So Roy's going to send out the dog here, but Roy does have trackers as well. Certainly something we could expect. What is this?
And some satchel play. That's huge. He's up into Heaven, and Ian is alone.
Oh, and if he had a judge there, maybe a different story, but with the Sheriff, can't land the shots. You did see Winsome get picked off, though, as well in the Heaven area.
Blinded.
The line coming out from Roy, and the peak. Dizzy Life. Catches CP2, however.
Spike planted.
And now here comes the retake lockdown. Can they can
Covers
go to the
almost
back
all of the
right.
site. They can, but here comes the nade if they do choose to go there.
Oh no,
Strong
Sky!
Legs is in trouble.
It's dead.
Player standing.
Well played.
Three players detained.
That was quite the lockdown.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say. The retake, of course, goes without saying, is just really good on the side of Sonics. Naturally, with all that utility, and especially with the lockdown in play.
Thrifty.
Yeah, I mean, especially here on the A site, that lockdown that you can place in Heaven, it can't be wall banged in that particular spot, and it covers basically the entire site except for like those back 2 corners. And then if you have the amount of utility that they have, that becomes pretty easy to cover.
See some stat lines there. Sonics, Crunchy leading the way. Of course, had that ace earlier. 10-2-2 stat line. Has his team up 3-2. The only duelist on the side. But ultimate status, very good for Renegades. It's everyone but Killjoy. Killjoy is obviously very good, but I mentioned those trackers last round, so we'll see if they come out this time around. Those strong legs.
Look at this middle area of the map.
Yep. Yeah, the minimap is absurd. It's just so much information.
Right, you might want to think about color coding utility at some point. I don't even know how you clean it up, to be honest.
Well, Blix cleans up one.
Concussing him.
Bobby's doing what he can. Concuss comes out. Roy runs into it, so he has to fall back. Again, still has his trackers.
I've got your trail.
Randy
So
almost
here
got
come
a
the
chance.
Seekers, and they will potentially lead the way into heaven, but they're running through Astro Utility. Roy
Oh,
One
stuck
enemy
in the
combo.
black hole.
Spike down B.
said it before, I'll say it again. I'm sure many more times to come with this Astra Raze combo. Beautiful. How about Crunchy flying across the map? Getting on that other side.
Turret down.
Yeah, I think Randy Savage is just going to play the long con here of let's get a pick or two and stay alive if we can.
He is being flanked right now by Ian, who
30
has
seconds left.
evacuated A site, but there is an alarm bot that will give him pre-warning. However, he's going to be pinched from both sides.
Deleted.
Finds the kill.
I think it's the one. If they double peek here. Oh, Raze. Hip check. They do double peek as he got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. 4-2
Going for that
Sonics.
second fake. Yep. Too many players to deal with.
Buys for Renegades, not too good. Sheriffs across the board, get some light armor, but definitely favoring the side of Sonics here.
I gotta say, I mean, you know, look at the stat line from Bob. 0-2.
Yeah,
Nice. That's a good Astra stat line on defense.
I mean,
if I'm
Astro,
being honest.
Astro plays an RPG. He doesn't play Valorant, right?
Yeah.
That Astral form quite a bit. Oh, but that's one of those where the stat line doesn't really reflect, obviously,
Oh, of
what
course
he's done.
not.
Well,
He's doing his
out.
job. I mean, his Astro Utility has been really good so far, and so as long as he's staying alive and he keeps using all those stars, no complaints.
Yeah. So smokes aren't going to give you assists, but they certainly are doing work. So how about this? Going through sewers. Renegades realizing the A push just is not going to work. How do you break through this? Again, it's an econ round for them.
They have gotten up into vents pretty freely, so they might go through ropes into A heaven, but they will be contending there. Plick's gonna swing on middle, takes out Winsome.
Larbot. Yep. Well played, Plix. Run after him in the mill. Room here, gets Iron first. Iron gets killed first, and then he finds CP2 as well. So easy cleanup for Sonics. Flawless round for them indeed. And Renegades, I know they're going to be back to a bye, but you really got to think that this is maybe where that frustration starts to kick in, right? It's like, okay, I feel like we're banging our head against a wall here because what the hell do we do with this?
Yeah, and I mean, I gotta say, we talked about how Sonic's split hasn't been their most popular map. Only played it 7 times, but the last comp that they used was a Jet Reyna comp, so obviously something vastly different here, and clearly having significantly better results as well.
So far, at least. Ultimate status, they do have Revive as well as Lockdown on the side of Sonics. On the other side for Renegades, Showstopper, Viper's Pit, and the Global Teleport of Omen. Oh, that's a in the face from
Flash
Scott
through. Oh, he's
Crunchies.
so blind. He's
Yeah.
so blind.
As an observer, you're like, just shoot him! Oh, I couldn't see him.
That's one way to open things up. Taking out Crunchy. He's been doing a lot of the fragging for Sonics.
So trying to figure out where they want to go with this mid control now. And again, I go back to they got some ultimates to use. Showstopper, you figure, could be a way to maybe jump in here. As that Viper Waldo. Is he live? He's going to peek through it! Oh, Roy's too quick. Now the Flash didn't get a scout with it, but gotta figure somebody might be here. In fact, there they are, Roy.
Down B.
Didn't see Plex in time, but Winsome will
For
get
the
a trade.
repeat. Showstopper is available. Bob and Ian
30
making their way
seconds
towards the site. 2 against 4. Spike will be planted by Randy Savage.
Spike planted.
Be a tough one with 2 extremely defensive characters trying to take the site.
Bob giving away where she definitely is right there, but ends up working for the benefit. But how about that? The nade raining from the skies had to peek at that point, and Retro running through the Viper's Pit to finish off Ian. 5-3 now. So Renegades, that frustration calming down a little bit. I don't know. I'm trying to speak it for them. For all I know, they feel just fine. Cause it goes back to, especially with this composition, if I'm Renegades, 4 rounds, 4 or 5 especially, feels pretty good on this attacking, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's just like we keep saying, there's just so much to deal with to even make it to a site to plant. So I think they're probably pretty happy with how things are sitting right now. Of course, if Sonics ends up rattling off the rest of the rounds this half, they have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
There are a ton of ultimates available going into this round.
Yeah,
4 for
much
Renegades, 3 for Sonics.
Found them. Killed my
use,
boss.
not much use the previous round. So of course, big ones are that lockdown on both sides. You can see the lockdown on lockdown action. So the mid control seems to be the success right now for
You
Renegades.
should run.
Definitely. They've been able to push Crunchy out of that mid control and work their way into one of the heavens from middle.
There we go. The lockdowns are out. Oh, jumping through. Did not expect somebody to be there. Gets caught. Flix is like, I'm going down with you. And then maybe not the best to trade, but Randy Savage finds Dizzy as well.
Yeah, they are able to take out the lockdown too, which gives them the ability to go for a plant.
Yeah, that was one of those high risk, high reward situations for Killjoy. Staying there, completely catching them off guard, but he only gets the 1 kill.
Yep, if he gets 2, way different story, but that
30
just the
seconds
1
left.
may spell disaster for Sonics here. Crunchy trying to work his way in, and I mean, we keep talking about how much utility Sonics has. Renegades is not short either. There is a lot to work your way through when you're trying to retake a site against them.
Very true. Roy, he's suspicious that somebody was jumping out soon. He doesn't get raised, but we'll get the follow-up in Iron, a little easier of a target to follow. And they cleaned up, wins him anyway, so... Or Crunchy, excuse me. But make it 5-4, so there's that kind of marker we're looking at. So yeah, Renegades feeling pretty good now as they win another 2 in a row. As far as Sonics is concerned, they're back to buying in full. And they still have a couple of ultimates. They have that resurrection. I don't think Dizzy Life has had the chance to use it yet. On defense especially, it can be a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, not really. It does kind of feel like Renegades has done a reasonably good job at avoiding the Sage utility over the last few rounds. And here we see them doing that again as they walk towards A. It's going to be Ian alone. You need to buy time for his teammates.
I've got your
Sky.
trail.
I was going to say, does she use the trackers? Yep. Coming out. And immediately Ian turns around and runs.
Full retreat. He does drop the snakebite though, so it slows down the push. Now I wonder. Ooh, nade. Careful.
Well, that was a showstopper by Crunchy as well. That did not get a kill. He got some damage, I think, but no kill.
Yeah, here comes that rotation. I mean, that was an unbelievable amount of utility that was burned by both teams, but I think that's going to favor Renegades since Sonics relies so heavily on it to slow the push. But again, if they rotate through middle, there is Killjoy and Astra stuff set up, so
Bot coming back.
this is maybe not the easiest site to hit after all.
I just love that B Heaven area. It is ridiculous between that and the mailroom. Just glance at that mini map, and
30
there's just
seconds
so much crap there. Viper's running right on top of it. Meanwhile, Roy runs down Crunchy. Dizzy's gonna have some action soon. No. The
Okay.
bite.
Winsome able to trade.
One enemy remaining. Planted.
Let's say 10 seconds remaining, but they do get the spike down. And now you got to think that Ian is figuring maybe a save is in hand here.
That's unfortunate for him and Sonics, but really, really nice play by Strong Legs. 4 players rotated through sewers. Strong Legs stayed at A and was able to lurk up into heaven. Caught Dizzy Life on the rotation, found a second one as well to really open things up. Now Renegades pull it even 5-5. This is looking a little scary for Sonics. We get close to the end of the first half here on Split.
Yeah, the Renegades certainly feeling healthy now. With just even the 5 rounds, but with the way they're playing, and with this not full buy round coming up from Sonics, thinking pretty highly of themselves. And go back to the mid control is what it seems like has really been the play. Obviously, there's a lot of patience involved, but they're able to get that mid control, and that's where things seem to start. Now, ultimate status this round, not as strong as it's been these previous rounds for RNG. We do have Showstopper, nothing else though, but there's an ultimate. That's a Viper Spit coming out.
Yep, I'm just gonna drop the Poach Pit, I guess I'll call it, since I think Poach was one of the first people I saw use it. Just right in A main, challenges them to push through it, and allows his team to basically just play one site as 4. That being said, early pressure into ropes once again. It feels like Sonics is maybe giving this up a little bit too easily.
Yeah, for how much utility they have, I'm with you. They really are just saying, you know what, you can take mid, but then it makes it so obviously they have some choices in terms of where they want to hit, how they want to hit it, and sure, there's some utility right there, but both those nano are now dead, and they don't have to worry about that either.
And actually, you know, I just realized with all of these mollies, the nanoswarms, the Viper mollies as well, this Sky Heal is huge value.
Oh, true. Oh, Winsome gets picked off in the sky with the Showstopper. Randy Savage takes out Dizzy though. Blixie's holding a great angle, gets one. Randy Savage goes down as well. So Sonics, hey, this time the mid control give up. It pays off. 6-5. They finally retake a round.
Yep, finally works out. They didn't blow quite as much utility at the entrance to heaven. In past rounds, they've kind of thrown all the nanoswarms, all the Astra utility, and then didn't really have enough for like a second round, whereas they did there, able to slow down the push into heaven, and of course punish the attempted split through B Garage as well.
We go back to Resurrection, ready, it's still online, and again, don't think he's had the chance to use it yet, but on a round, perhaps find a chance here. That's a slow nade combo.
Oh man, I love utility combos, man. They're so gross. They feel so bad when they happen to you, but it's hilarious to watch as an observer.
Exactly. Well, and it's like it's only something you see at this level of play, right? Because like in pubs, you're not going to see stuff like that. People don't coordinate.
Yeah.
Like you need to at least. But how about this? Sonics is cleaning up right now, finding themselves in a 4 versus 2. Making a 4 versus 1. Suddenly, it's just Randy Savage.
5 HP. He can do this. Never seen you lose these, Randy.
No bomb, 5 HP.
Never seen you in a 5 HP 1v5 scenario, so.
He's got this. Oh, well, that's a wall. All right. That's another wall, one of the 5 that they have. Yep, okay, wins one duel. One at a time.
Ask for utility. Let me go.
He's going to do his best Kaden impression right here. Oh, never mind. Dizzy Life with a peak. 7-5 Sonics is how we're finishing. So it was, you know what? Hey, Sonics at least finished with the last couple of rounds. And it's going to be a very interesting second half now because, yeah, Sonics has a lead, 7 rounds. My initial gut feeling is that enough? I was liking that 8 mark, maybe especially 9, considering their lineup. But hey, they got 7. They still have the lead. Now, how does this composition work on attack? That's the ultimate question, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it really comes down to, can they get on site and plant the spike? Because if they can, their spike post plant is disgusting, right? We can see how much utility they can dump onto the ground to delay the defuse or even just delay getting to the site. So it's really going to come, can they find the entry frags? Can they get to the site itself and then have enough time to set up afterwards?
Omen's not going to risk anything there. Smoke and teleport away. Maybe trying to keep them guessing, but taking a mid control.
Winsome?
Well, he'll take some damage. Couldn't kill that darn thing. Got healed up,
has that Sky Heal to bail him out. Very, very spread from Sonics here. You can see them kind of probing several different areas of the map.
Making the bot out, drops it in, and they see somebody there, but quick getaway as Strong Legs picked off.
Get out of here.
Winsome does find Ian.
Poison's off.
We'll run into some resistance there, but a 4v4 now as the spike heads over towards B, and nobody on site for now. CP2 almost catches the timing there with the paranoia, but will be pushed back with the grenade. Paint shells from the Rays.
Spike planted.
Second sooner maybe, but charge on out from Winsome. 18 life, he don't care. Plex will take one. Winsome knows somebody's in the back right, but again, with that 18 life, it's difficult. The ice wall goes up. Good luck getting through that now. And Retro's like, are you kidding me?
Get off me.
Toxin screen
Good
down.
luck. What do I do? What do I do? Are there any stars? Yeah, it's this is tough.
You feel for him?
Put down.
Oh, there we go.
Ooh, nice shot.
Showing off
Make
that
it
accuracy.
expensive. The flank push. Oh, second headshot. Clean with the one taps.
Oh, Flex,
Flex
good
is
job
like-
with the turret.
Player standing.
Yeah, he's like, all right, you know what? No more aim duels. I'm running you down with a frenzy. Sonics get their 8th round. Very important that they win that pistol, because now they can stack up maybe another 1 or 2.
I'll say Sage actually died to the bomb as well, so that was 4 deaths in that round, despite winning the round for Sonic. So, you know, considering the situation, Renegade's fairly happy with how that finished, at least. But
Yep, it's going to be full armor Spectres for Sonics. I wonder if they will nerf this, because it seems like this is the second round strat every single team is using.
here we go. Flash on out, working as a team, a trade, but Bob cleans up 2 more, gets a
One
third.
enemy remaining.
And now you got Killjoy.
Bob is finished meditating. He's ascended to his next level form, power level over 9,000. Blowing them away. Of course, Eco Frag, let's not get too excited. We casters get flamed a lot for getting excited about Eco Frags. So, you know, nice job, Bob. 3
What
kills.
a round from Bob, amazing!
Yeah, whatever, man.
Yeah, not that big of a deal. It feels good, though. But, big picture, Renegades, they got the Phantoms online, Vandals if you choose so, and that full armor. And get to play some default. Well, more so, Sonics is going to play some default, pretty spread out here. But, you know, unlike Sonics, Renegades is doing that mid-control. They're defending it quite a bit. They're not going to give it up.
Definitely a stylistic difference in terms of the setups. Of course, they have different agent rules, so that makes sense. But, oh, Crunchy, he's nice. Able to evade the majority of the damage from that perfectly placed nade.
Walk out. I don't think it actually scouted anyone. The dog is also killed immediately, though. So, of course, very aware that they're there. It's just a matter of catching them. How much
There.
do you want to really put into this? I ain't creeping up. Viper on
Nice.
Viper action.
Oh, there goes the...
Oh!
Drops it at the perfect time, Ian. Great timing there. Opens up A site for Sonics. But the spike is actually headed to B. Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Ian
doing
finds
some
another
flank.
one.
Keeping the distraction.
One
Flicks
enemy
now might get a
remaining.
chance to turn. Iron gets a
30
third.
seconds
Iron's
left.
going off this round for Sonics. And now CP2, it's up to him. He does have full life, full armor, and all his utility, essentially.
Yeah, but he's going to the wrong site. Spike's going to B. Ian has been putting in work. The IGL of Sonics.
Oh, wow. He was in
Spike
full lurk
planted.
mode there, but actually a good flick from CP2. Makes it manageable.
Certainly was. He's going to run. Oh, Sage Wall. Okay, they know where he's coming from.
Didn't have the bullets to clear it out initially. Doesn't really matter. Interesting. So
very-
they have setups, obviously, because that Killjoy's sitting way back.
Mm-hmm. Yep, just gonna play for, you know, the contact off the stage probably. And Dizzy Life will take care of business himself. CP2 goes down. Sonics hit double digits, and you know, this is turning into a fairly one-sided affair. Of course, Renegades will be able to buy next round, but I mean, by then, Sonics could be up. Only 2 rounds to go. Of course, it's not over. And this round is certainly not guaranteed to go to Sonics, but they certainly are in a pretty good spot here.
Yeah, no, certainly, definitely feeling a lot more confident about their chances now. And I know that's kind of an easy thing to say, you know, even the first 3 rounds of the second half. Again, never meant to doubt Sonics. It's just the composition, everything felt like a very defense-heavy composition. But to their credit, they have very much so made it work on offense and the attacking side, and definitely would like to follow that up with what should be an easier round win here, considering the economy, as you mentioned. So 10-5, and trust me when I say, game threes are always nice. Wouldn't mind that here in the grand finals.
Definitely. And check out this wall, actually, from the Renegades Viper. It's really, really denying a lot of map control.
Yeah.
Here in middle. Nice little Astra play. Almost catches Winsome sleeping.
Yep.
We'll be able to escape there.
There's that boost back out. So you said it was not easy,
shot.
but it's possible. Nice shot indeed from Ian, though. Winsome holding with the Sheriff. That's such a tight angle, but that's what you can do when you got reactions.
Something I don't have for sure.
That's right. I didn't want to say it, but
I'm like 6 inches off a corner when I'm holding an angle.
30 seconds left.
yeah. Sloth-like. Crunchy, he's going. He ain't sloth-like. He's just charging out the boom packs and boom shakalaka. Winsome with the headshot in the face. Ian, he at least gets Roy. We got a 3 versus 3. Viper's put down, but look at the bomb. It's not going there. In fact, going up mid. Actually, it is wrapping around into P heaven. Blix is gonna be. He's gonna
Just
be
charging
leading
in.
the
They're gonna
way.
take
Yeah.
this fight. They have to because they don't have enough time to rotate. So
Last player
Spike
standing.
is being planted. It will go down. Bob able to actually stick it. Now he has to basically just fight for his life. Oh no, the Sheriff's too strong, and he couldn't really relocate at all. He thought about putting some astral form utility down, but didn't have the time.
And the rounds, yeah, that momentum from Sonic just to start praising them and feeling pretty good all of a sudden about their chances now. They lose that one. That's got to sting because Renegades, with that economy, they shouldn't have been able to win that one.
Yeah, at the same time, Sonic's still in a pretty good spot. They're all going to be able to buy rifles, and they could put Renegades right back in the hole again if they take this round, since Renegades is hitting 0 on a couple of their players as far as their credits.
Ultimates coming online. Doing the trackers of Sky as there's a Viper spit. Speaking of ultimates, placed on
In
mid.
middle this time. Cutting off those quick rotations through the vents, gonna force Sonics to choose a side. Where do you want to push? Ian will be spotted out by the Trailblazer. CP2 getting very aggressive on him.
Good fallback though from Ian.
Cover going
Managed to avoid death despite getting flashed.
At the same time, it is kind of pushing Sonics into a cluster where Renegades does know exactly where they are, right? They have to be kind of in this mid/B main area, although we do see this long rotation through spawn. I like this from Sonics. They read that that's what Renegades are trying to do, trying to corral them towards mid, towards B. Sonic says, you know what? You're not my dad. You don't tell me what to do.
You are divided.
True. Wall comes up, barrier from Astra. Gonna cut off the A site, and
seconds left.
Sonics goes in.
So strong for this take.
True. Yep. Trackers.
Spike
You hear
planted.
them. Spike planted at elbow and finally coming out. They're killed off though, so it's still a 5 versus 5. Has a couple of flashes on Sky as well. As we see, there's 4 players in the site right now, 4 Sonics.
Yep, Bob playing very far back on the Astra. Could catch this flank. CP2, will they check? Oh, he is. He's doing his due diligence. Winsome gonna pull out the showstopper.
They know he's here,
Forcing
but
Bob back.
yeah, he's doing a lot of work keeping them occupied. Meanwhile, in the site though, Sonics is cleaned up, and Winsome gets another. It's a 1 versus 2. Sky not much life though. It
life.
doesn't matter. CP2 has plenty. Gets the dual victory on Dizzy, and will secure the round 7-10 now. Still favoring Sonics, but Renegades certainly finding their footing.
Yeah, they definitely are. And that was pretty heavy utility invested from both teams. Of course, the Cosmic Divide gave A-Site perfectly, but ultimately they didn't have enough. And I really think that push from Renegades to find Bob there, playing very far back, was critical because, you know, if he has time to set up the the stars around the spike, it becomes way more difficult to defuse.
Blix peeking the ramp off the bat. No one showing though. Very default strategy. A lot of utility in that A site though, as you see on the minimap. Killjoy is ready for it. Or so we expect at least. Creeping out, Roy. Is she gonna get caught out with utility? Ooh, so close.
No, they have the Killjoy turret to watch the angle, so he's gonna flash off the contact from that.
In charge? Yes, gets one. That is a good point. Great execution. Going for a second. Strong
Very
legs
clean.
showing how you play this damn agent. Well played on the sky.
Yep, really nice combo there, and actually gets caught with his back to Dizzy Life. However, Randy Savage gonna trade Sonic's. Only 2 players remain.
Toxins off.
1 player remains as Bob goes down middle, and Crunchy. And he make his way up into B heaven.
As he's there, gets retro. The peek the hell up.
The
Oh.
rope play. That's
Oh
funny.
my, toying with him. Nade's gonna rain down. CCP2 again, just the flip, but so distracted, and Randy Savage takes advantage. Gets another victory, so that's 3 in a row, I want to say. For Renegades, make it 8-10. I continue to suggest as fact, Sonic is still ahead, of course, now by 2 rounds, but this is going to be economy for them now. They're going to have sheriffs, maybe a guardian even, purchased by Crunchy, it looks like, so trying to make the best of it. But Renegades, they have lockdown, and that could be a big factor here. Of course, there is lockdown on the other side as well.
And Sonics, they are likely to lose this round, but at that point, they will really need to stop the bleeding because momentum has fully shifted towards Renegades. And we've seen how easy it is to rattle off rounds here on Split if you're on the defensive side and you have that economic advantage. Strongly is going to send out the Tiger initially, spies 2 players. It's a pretty good indication that this is where the pressure is going to come, and we're going to see those rotations from Renegades pretty early on, at least 1 player
Yeah.
making a move.
Yeah, Rays was moving over, but now it's that mind game, right? It's like, well, now they realize that we saw 2 of them. They maybe think we're adjusting. Now are they going to go to B? And that's what we see here as a spectator, at least. And walking through their spawn, want to make sure not to give away any information to the side of Renegades.
Yep. Guiding Light will come up and over the wall. It does not flash anybody, and right off of that information, you're going to see Renegades start to push back over towards B. So they'll be here in time, or at least 3 players to defend this push.
Do you use lockdown for this? Maybe with a pick you might. Oh, spots him. Don't peek right there. The
Huge paranoia.
stopper kicks at a trade at least, making the best of that bad situation for sure. And Winston he's the one that got Crunchy, in fact. The blast pack almost kills Dizzy. Dizzy didn't stand a chance at that point. 9-10. RNG has won 4 in a row. So Sonics, they'll be back in the bye at least, but they gotta stop this bleeding because it's gonna become it's gonna start hemorrhaging soon and get out of hand.
Yeah, I mean, this, more so even just from the mental side of things, you know, sure, if they lose this one, it'll be even, then they will have a rough bye for the next one. But at that point, it's like, you almost feel like you're way behind because it's been 5 rounds in a row. You're kind of running out of potential strategies to break through the setup. And Renegades has definitely switched things up to the point where they are showing some looks that Sonics is just not ready for.
Toxin
There's an
screen
interesting angle being held there. That Viper wall up, but the smoke eventually comes out. Yeah, he teleported forward. He's got some sky assistance with the flash, however. Doesn't find an angle for a peek. Meanwhile, the turret's picked off from Randy Savage. Gets some information that somebody's at ramp.
They do have pretty good control of A right now. I'm gonna put up the Viper wall, push onto site.
Oh, those nano swarms, though, it cuts off the support running in, so they're a little split up now.
You should
But they
run.
are still going to take the site, and here comes a lockdown. Are we going to see the counter lockdown? Killjoy, she is there on the side of Renegades, but not going to throw out anything yet. You got to think that's coming, though. I mean, it's still 5 versus 5.
Look at Crunchy. He's going to catch the detained player in vents. Nice one. Finds a second one. This is huge from Crunchy with that aggressive play.
Blix, meanwhile, he gets a trade on his strong legs. CP2 peeking around the corner, catches Dizzy. Retro gets its Plix. And Sonics is down to Ian on 1 versus 2. Doesn't have much utility left. Teleport in.
He's a bunch of bullets.
Got Retro. He's defusing though. On that spike, does he stick this? He's gonna try to spray it through. He's sticking it in the classic. No.
Oh my
Omen went
god.
off though. Omen didn't trust. Gets the kill, but the victory for Sonics. I thought he was sticking that, but he gets off at the last second.
What an insane play. He teleported directly onto the spike in a smoke. Oh my god. He had no idea where the Omen was. He ran out of bullets, pulled out the classic. Like you said, CP2, he just ran out of faith, unfortunately.
Man, oh man,
What a
what
round.
those. Yeah, you can't blame him for getting off there, but has to be kicking himself at that one at the same time. But either way, Sonics deserving victory in that round. They do stop the bleeding, and we're now looking at 11-9. So Renegades still plenty of economy to work with. CP2 gets a little bit of damage with the spray initially. Crunchy, that's not going to slow him down though. Dog's coming out. Oh, we're going to see some action at the Viper wall. It's a turn by CP2. He gets the kill.
Oh, another one just
Okay.
runs into Plix. The accidental Killjoy Omen kiss right there. Get a room.
We saw the Viper pit once again placed in mid to just totally control it. So Sonic's
Toxin screen down.
having to kind of play around that.
Yeah, there's just stuff flying all over the map. Seeker gonna spot out one player over in Ramen. That's actually a pretty important piece of information. That one Seeker has now given up that Sonics is somewhat split. We're gonna see Bob rotating through spawn with the spike, maybe trying to bait it out that they are potentially going to B site because of that information. Dizzy gonna res Crunchy, and now it's 5-on-4. Jig is up.
Yeah, as you said, there's 2 RNG players currently in the B set now. They are rotating,
Welcome
but
to
A is
my
taken,
world.
and there is the Viper's pit on the side of Sonics. So
Spike
spike
planted.
will be planted. It's a 5 versus 3. Killjoy has lockdown, and I think I saw it coming out. Yep, he's gonna use it. Oh, Roy gets 2. That's big. And with the lockdown in play, that screen trying to push it. You see spraying through the best they can. Retro finds Plix though. Winnable for Renegades for certain. Bob though trying to change that 1 versus 2. Bob, can he clutch? Has his ultimate. No time to
Gets
use
gunned
it though.
down.
Randy Savage guns him down with the teammate support and will hit the defuse on the spike. So 11-10. Got it back and forth, ladies and gentlemen, here in map 2 with a 1-0 lead for Renegades here in this best of 3.
Yeah, that was I mean, the previous round seems like it should have gone the way of Renegades. This round seems like it should have gone the way of Sonics. I mean, this is still anybody's map, and you got to imagine that both teams are feeling the pressure at this point. It's
Oh yeah,
a little wild out there.
absolutely is. And again, the Sheriff's in play for Sonics. So unless some headshots are hit, 11-11 looking spicy for Renegades. Don't want to get too ahead of ourselves though. This time mid control, not going to be as defended by Sonics, or excuse me, by Renegades.
They know that they can just take range fights against this weaker buy from the attackers. See if Crunchy decides to push forward. There's so much utility to deal with. They can see the stars. They would expect probably some Killjoy as well. Strongly is going to find the initial pick on Ian, who is doing his solo lurk shenanigans over at A. So now it's going to be Sonics having to commit without that Viper wall to fake anything out.
There's an alarm bot there, the turret as well. So you destroy the turret, but that alarm bot could still give stuff away. Needs on in. And Bob will get the right click. And he actually gets another, so he's gonna pick up a gun, but Roy's like, nope, no chance in the end. We got 11 all.
Yeah, made it a little bit more expensive for Renegades, but this is real where it really comes down to the wire. Whereas 11-11, both teams would prefer not to go to overtime. Both teams will have pretty much full rifles. but you can see that armor definitely favoring Renegades here.
Roy's got trackers. Showstopper for Winsome. You also have Showstopper for Crunchy on the other side, and Bob has that Cosmic Wall. Big ultimates to be used on either side.
Four players making their way into B Garage. This is a really unique look from Sonics.
Just about to say the same. They haven't really done this yet. Yeah, stacking up in the B main.
Oh, the divide. Here we go.
That's why. So how do you play against this? They need to stop it initially. It's still scary though if you're Sonics, because this isn't a free push by any means.
Yeah, definitely. And also, Stronglegs, his Seeker caught Ian over at the A site. So he knows that there's still one player there, which means there's only 4 pushing onto B if they do indeed push.
So they try to do a Sage Ice Wall to also angle out of the Cosmic Wall to get the plant, but it really seemed like RNG was ready for that. They finally get the plant down. Everyone's still alive, but I gotta say, not for long. Peaks are happening. CP2 will take a Dizzy. It's 3 dead on the side of Sonics. Make it 4. And it's all of a sudden in the hands of Ian. A Viper Strike on top of him. It doesn't matter. Retro takes him out. A flawless round for Renegades. And they make it 12-11. Match point. Tournament point on the line now for RNG.
Match point.
Absolutely. Sonics, they just kind of let these last few rounds slip. Like, they're getting onto site, they're getting the plant down, but they just are not able to set up for a good post plant, it feels like. And Renegades is just punishing them for being out of position. They're throwing so much utility. We saw like 3 birds come in, just constantly flashing the players through the wall. The grenade from Raze, the rocket from Raze, the mollies, it's just too much to deal with.
Get a Guardian in play, a Spectre. They have half armor on most agents. Not the ideal situation for Sonics, but of course being the last round, pre-overtime, if you win it,
Scout destroyed.
gotta do what you can. The Guardian's spotted. Dog comes out from Stronglegs. And the whole 5 are there, actually, for the side of Sonics, but they're not going to go there in the end, making their way back to mid now, as Winsome might have some action soon.
Yeah, Trailblazer only saw the Raze, but kind of a giveaway because it's usually just been Ian who's there. So Sonic's going to make a full rotation, trying to out-rotate Renegades and get here quickly. Oh, Crunchy, he gets caught trying to blast back away.
Good peek from Winsome. Follows up the nade. Dizzy, at the hip check.
Minimal damage.
Yeah, then actually the spray back, so lucky not to die there, it feels like. It's minimal damage returned. Venari at the disadvantage. 4 versus 5.
Look at this wrap from Stronglegs.
Uh-oh.
They have no idea he's
30
coming.
seconds
Turret's
left.
facing
Oh, no.
the wrong direction.
Oh, now spots him. Okay, awkward. The Guardian
Whoops.
through the wall. The turret MVP isn't enough, though. Retro holds. He gets 2.
Last
And this
player
could be
standing.
it. He makes it a hat trick. There's the cleanup.
Defenders
Dizzy Life
win.
goes down. CP2 with the final kill. And Renegades are your Open 2 champions here for Nurse Street Gamers. Congratulations to them. Once again, the champions, just like the previous one against Sonics. This time, I don't want to say easier, but it was 2-0 compared to the 2-1.
Yep.
This is a good team right here.
Yeah, Renegades looking really good. I mean, we talked about it at the beginning of the broadcast that these guys have been playing together for quite some time. The core has Stronglegs joined them a little bit more recently, but they have really looked quite good. This is a team that was in the conversation for